Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Showcase on Dark Souls 3, the Ring City DLC. Only a couple items left until the catalog is complete, and then I'm done. Both glad and not glad to be done at the same time. But no matter. Now, there's still a few powerful weapons left, but I want to take a look at an interesting weapon. I'm not sure if it's really powerful, but it is interesting. And that is the Lothric War Banner. Well, you just got the raw stick that holds the banner, more or less, but it's still a spear. The description reads, the flagpole that once carried the Lothric crest and guided the knights long ago. The tip of the pole has been through the sharply pointed decoration, letting it serve as a spear. The skill is the Lothric War Banner, which is pretty much the name of it. Wave the flagpole high in the air, like the days of yore, summoning an eternal war banner that, or an ethereal war banner that invigorates the attack of those who are gathered under it. So, ethereal. Okay, that's an interesting word to use. It's just another word for ghostly, but whatever. Now, visually, we can see that it's actually like a cross spear. So it's already a cross spear. See the first adult cross, and then we got a large cross where the banner would go. So, what are the purpose of blunt banners on battlefields? Well, it's not really meant as a weapon, but it's meant as identification. So, a group of troops would carry one individual troop, probably in the middle or the back or front, would carry this, so other troops from the same side can identify them. Because at long range, a bunch of knights wearing armor might be a bit hard to identify whose side they're on. With a war banner nearby, then you know clearly who it is. And sometimes enemies use this to their advantage. Although I could see one being fitted with various sharp adornments or spikes, though I don't think it'd be too great of a weapon to use, to be honest. No matter, let's go on to the stats for Lothric War Banner. Physically, well, we got the basic physical damage. This is a pike slash spear, so pretty good, but the bonus damage is actually quite impressive. Quite high bonus damage there. For the tribute bonus, we got 2Ds. One for strength and one for dexterity. Not sure which one is dominant, because in a tribute requirement, you need 14 strength and 14 dexterity, so it could be either or. We'll find out in upgrades. Now, got the Lothric War Banner ability move, which is just cost of 35 FP. And that is just a rough buff, nothing more, nothing less. Now, and also the weight is 5.0, which is actually pretty light when you think about it in terms of it being a pike. It's quite large, but the weight's only 5.0, so that's pretty good. Going on to the animations, the basic attack is the spear poke with great reach. No doubt those large protruding edges would be a problem. The heavy attack is the heavy spear poke. Nothing new there. The two-handed light attack is the standard poke, just at a faster rate. And the heavy attack is the heavy spear poke. And as you see, it's not really fun of animations for spears as usual. For the light rolling attack, you got the overhead chop, which wouldn't be very that great. Probably break the cross arc. And the heavy rolling attack is a heavy jab. Now here's the buff. As we wave the flag around, stamp it into the ground. And there we have a buff of roughly 15% more damage. That's shared across multiple weapons. You can even do this in offhand. So this is active for 2 minutes. Although there's a catch. You must have the war banner out, for if you take it away, so does your buff. You got the standard kick and the plunge attack. And using the weapon arguably isn't really that helpful, but then again you wield it in the offhand and buff your right hand weapon. And there's the sprint attack. It's just a rapid jab. So if it's useful in left or right hand, we'll see. Now, going on to upgrading the Lothric War Banner, it takes Tatenite shards, which is nice. I got sick of using up all scales and twinkling Tatenite. Now, for our upgrades, you get 10 damage for base and bonus, which is pretty decent. And on the third upgrade, you can see the tribute bonus for strength goes to a C. So it dominates in strength instead of dexterity. Alright. Going forward, we still up. There we go. There's the tribute bonus for dexterity when now into a C. And here we are at the final upgrade. So we got quite a bit of damage. A lot of bonus damage. A lot more than I would think I would get out of this weapon. But pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, now, despite this being a unique effect like it, you can still infuse this weapon. But I found it interesting because it has its own built-in buff. Well, you know, its ability is a buff, so that was a bit surprising. And like that, with that said, you can also infuse this. So you can put your Darkmoon Blade or whatever, your Lightning Blade, etc. on it. However, there's a catch. You can only have one of those buffs active at one time. As you see, activated the banner buff and it's gone. If I put my Darkmoon Blade back on, my banner buff is gone. So keep that in mind. You can't have both buffs on at once. Okay, I decided to use this thing as my left-handed weapon. They're going to be more useful in that regard. I will jab the enemy a couple times. You got 214. Let's go right. That's alright. Now let's get a backstab in. There we go. 516, that's what I expected. Now I'm going to buff myself. Oh, dodge. Okay, let's get another jab. Just to see. Okay, that wasn't very much. It's only only on 20% more, or 20 more damage points. Not surprised there. But now I'm going to test it with my Direct Blood Sword, my favorite blade to use. So it's 423. I take it off, turn off the buff. Oh, look at that. That's pretty much 40 damage right there. So there's a jab. So you can see it's 440. Gotta double wield this. There we go. Buff is now active. Switch back to my primary sword again. Damn, oh, look at that. That's pretty much close to 60 damage increase. So you can see this buff is pretty nice. And this goes for all party members. So this is a bit of a PvP weapon here. So that means all your buddies can gather together and you can all get buffed at the same time. Now, I'm going to be using this, but I don't think it can go through a shield. Nope, that was a power attack. That is not getting through the shield. Let's try it against just this spear against a gargoyle. Not using my sword this time. Alright. Now most pikes don't fare so well because they're slow to, mediocre damage, but this pike here, this War Banner, is actually quite effective. It's actually doing the job pretty nicely too. Overall, there are better weapons to use, but this one still gets the job done. Definitely. It'd be probably really excellent for bosses too, wouldn't it? Now against the final opponent, the Black Knight. Now, pikes are excellent for one thing, they have excellent reach. With their excellent reach, I can just keep this guy right out of range if I wanted to. Alright, I'll use my spear. I was thinking about using my sword, but then I changed my mind. So yeah, it's pretty easy. I can keep myself at a safe distance and attack my enemy easily. Spears probably have the best weapons to use, but this one has a very useful buff, that's for sure. Time for the pros and cons of the Lothric War Banner. On the pros, it's got an excellent buff that applies to nearly every weapon you use. That's not tested though, so take it at a grain of salt. But it can also work for your allies. And it's a fairly respectable pike for its damage. Like pretty decent damage for it. Alright. On the cons, its animation set's still very boring. Still almost does everything like any other spear, which is not very great in PvP. And that it's its only real shortcoming, or I guess I could say the buff is only active as long as you have the weapon out, but that can be something you can say about many other buffs. But no, oh well. Going at the score for Lothric War Banner. Damage, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Respectable damage for a pike. With the buff, it's slightly better, but still respectable damage. Reach, a 9 out of 10. And it's a pike. Gets pretty much best reach underneath projectiles. Animation, I'll give a 4 out of 10, because same animation, but at least the special move is unique for its animation. Scaling, a 7 out of 10. It was good scaling compared to most other pikes. Definitely good scaling. Miscellaneous, I'll give a 7 out of 10. This is mainly a PvP weapon, but it can still easily be used in PvE, especially in boss fights. It would probably be very helpful in boss fights. So with that said, in total, I give the Lothric War Banner 34 out of 50. It's an exceptional weapon. Definitely exceptional. I can think of a couple of fights that would come in handy using this. Exactly, buff all your buddies before you go through doors and fight the boss. Or even in an arena fight, if you get a bunch of your buddies together, not just a bunch of randos. But no matter. That's in Showcase for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.